So we pass our safety test. The next thing we do is come in to the lab and start looking at the different equipment. This is an oxy fuel rig, right? And we're going to look at the technical aspects of how to light a torch. The first thing you've got to do safely is be able to light a torch. So this is oxygen. This is acetylene. These are cylinders. This is the cylinder valve. Oxygen has a couple of traits. The danger of oxygen is the pressure that it's under inside the cylinder. This is under over 2,000 pounds PSI, pounds per square inch, when it's full. So the danger is if something happens to the cylinder, this gets knocked off, this cylinder is moving, it's going somewhere, it's going to explode, and that is the danger. The other danger of liquid oxygen is if it gets on your exposed skin and it's very cold, it will cause frostbite. So this is oxygen. This is our fuel gas. You can use different fuel gases, but the most common is acetylene. And we're going to look at the features of each one of these. So how do we light the torch? The first thing you do, this is our torch, and I like to have it in my hand when I turn it on. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open the oxygen very slowly because it's under the pressure. And we're going to crank it all the way open because this is a backseat valve. Right? So it's got a seat at the top so it doesn't leak. Now I've got pressure going to this regulator. This is my regulator. This will set the pressure that actually goes to a torch. This is my acetylene, my fuel. I'm going to turn this just a half a turn. I do that so if I have any type of problem, I can take it and reach it. Half a turn, it's out. My fuel is off, my fire is out if I have a fire. So open your cylinders. The next thing is you tighten the regulator to the desired PSI. Today we're going to put this on 20 PSI. And you're looking at the inside bed numbers, and I'm at 20. My fuel, I'm going to set it at 3 for this exercise. Now something that's critical about acetylene. Acetylene is unstable if it goes over 15 PSI. Now we've got about 400 pounds in this tank. What is in this tank is acetone beads, and those stabilize our acetylene. Therefore, these tanks have to be secure, and these tanks have to be upright. You can never turn this on and operate it later on the side because those beads will get in this regulator and mess it up and cause a backlash. Right? So we've got this set at 20, we've got this set at 3. Now we have sent pressure to our torch. So we've got pressure now right here. This is a good time to check for leaks. You can use leak detector, you can use soap and water if you want to. But just to be sure there are no leaks for my fuel or my acetylene. Now notice our oxygen is green. They're blue, but they're green. Fuel is always red. And fuel always has left-handed threads. So if you take this coupling off, you'll see some little notches in the ring. This, you cannot swap these. This is standard right-handed, left to loosen. This is left-handed threads. You turn it left to tighten it. So you can't get them switched. We've got secure, we'll check for leaks, we're good, right? So, how do we light the torch? The first thing you need to do, now that you got fuel here and no leaks, is to bleed the line. I'm going to open my fuel, get any old air out of the line. I'm going to open my oxygen. Now notice when I open my fuel here, fuel's coming out. When I open my oxygen, this valve is going to stay open. This is my cutting lever, and this is the fine adjustment for my oxygen. Okay, so we're ready to light the torch. I'm actually going to use these glasses so I can see until I start cutting. So this is a striker. This is the only way you can properly light a torch. The problem with lighting it with a butane lighter is you can do it. You can light it with a butane lighter, but you've got a bottle of fuel that's in your hand, lighting a torch. And when you finish lighting the torch, you're going to take that fuel and put it in your pocket. So now you have fuel in your pocket. So you never ever do that. You only use a striker. We're going to turn the acetylene on. We're going to light the torch. Now, we're going to back it down. If you see the soot going up. There's too much or not quite enough acetylene. We're going to get feathering. We're going to add oxygen at this knob right here and make it what's called a neutral flame. And when they get my neutral flame, then I'm ready to begin cutting. Cutting will be the next demonstration. So we've started it up, we're ready to go. Match it legal, you can cut. How do we shut it down? Very simple. First thing we're going to do is cut the fuel off on the torch. Oxygen off. We're going to shut down the cylinder. Always do fuel first. Now I still have fuel in this line. I'm going to open, bleed all my fuel out, loosen my regulators, and this is safely shut down and ready for the next person to begin. Everybody got it? Great. One at a time, you're going to come and you're going to demonstrate how to start it and stop it.